Hey guys, welcome back to UFOs Above Us. Alright, I'm going to show the next video on my night vision gear. You can see the main object here on the center screen. But watch for other objects. There went a shooting star in the lower left if you didn't see it. And as I get better, learn more about tweaking and dialing in this night vision scope, the quality of the resolution of the picture is getting better, and so I'm getting more happy with it. Okay, so we're going to watch several objects during this video. This main object we're watching now, I decided I would just track it and see what happened. And it's been really interesting doing that now because you see so many other objects when you watch one, which shocked me. So I'm going to start doing that from now on. And if you're doing night vision, I recommend you do the same thing. Follow it across the sky and you'll be amazed what you see. Now the first thing that surprised me about this is it was doing a path, pretty straight across path, and it starts deviating to the left, kind of turning to the left, so to speak. So again, it's subtle. It's not a right angle turn like some of the videos I've watched online with night vision. By the way, there's another object coming from the left to the right there. And the one above it looks a little dimmer than this one, and you'll see all different brightnesses before this is over. But watch the path of that main object that we're tracking here, and it's definitely deviating to the left. And you'll see here in a minute why I think it's doing that. This is going to interact with a bigger object, and you know, just like with boats or airplanes, you have to yield for the bigger object. I think this one's getting out of the way. But that's just my theory. So these could all very well just be all satellites and coincidental that everything that we're seeing is happening. But by the way, you can see I zoomed in on it. I have digital zoom capability, and I just am experimenting with that. I'd like your thoughts on this. It does get grainy, so that's a downside to doing the digital zoom on this. I guess the plus side is, though, if you have some detail you're wanting to look at, it does give you a chance to zoom in on it. I thought that was interesting how it flew. It sure looked like it was flying behind that object. Now, it may not have been, but it just gave the appearance that whatever this object is flew behind that star. So we're going to keep watching this, and you're going to see, you should be seeing some shooting stars as we go, and I'm not going to point all those out. Feel free to look at that and rewind the video if you want to watch it for shooting stars, because I think there's 4 of them that I spotted in this. I'm mostly interested in these objects. Notice the chemtrails. It's interesting that the planes were chemtrailing at night. Okay, here comes this big object, and this is why I think this first one might have been turning left. Look at that big bright object. So I'm in a dilemma. Do I watch the original one or this new one? And you probably guessed what I do. I couldn't resist. Brighter object. I thought, well, I'm going to change and start tracking this one now. And you'll notice you'll see other objects interact with this one. Look at the top left screen. There's another one. So, you know, I've been doing this a couple weeks. I don't have the experience some of the other guys that do night vision have, but I've never seen this many at one time. And, you know, kind of interacting with each other, at least traveling in the same general areas. So there's 2, and I zoomed it back out so I could see wider view. You know, there's 2 of them at the same time there, and I'm going to just keep tracking. There went another shooting star, by the way. So I'm going to keep tracking this brighter one. And, you know, as you look at the screen there, the more I get a chance to experiment with this night vision scope, it'll do 10,000 times brightness. So it's a pretty decent scope. And its limitation right now is just my lack of skill using it. So as I get better with this, I expect the quality of these images will get even better. But even as it is, I think that's a pretty good image myself. I mean, this is pretty decent resolution. You see a lot of stars. You can see the clouds clearly in the image. So it's going to be a useful tool. There went another shooting star, by the way. So now as it enters this heavier cloud bank right here, it's going to start dimming, and I'll just tell you we're going to lose sight of it here. So I'm going to go ahead and start my closure as we're watching this thing get fainter. The night vision is just one of the tools. I have digital cameras, I have a telescope, I have night vision, but my goal with all of that gear is one thing, I just want to know what's really going on in the skies above us. So if you're interested in that as well, I'd encourage you to keep watching and share these videos with people that are like-minded. I don't have any ulterior motives with this. I'm not trying to become a YouTube millionaire. I'm trying to be honest and share my information with everybody else. And I think the best way for a channel like this to grow is to just share it with your friends. If you have an interest, let me know. If you see something yourself, share it with me. I'll share the link. I'll talk about it. If you want me to, I'll put it on here, but my goal is to get the information out there. There's a lot of sensationalized videos out there. We're going to try to keep these just real. So those are some objects of interest. I've got more to come up in the future. And for UFOs above us, keep watching those skies.